All right. So I'm Michelle. I run operations for Stitchcraft Marketing, and I also am the liaison for advertising with our advertising partner and all of our clients. I also have Rebecca on with me. She's an account executive that's
Hello.
been with Stitchcraft for over 10 years, and she has some advertising experience as well, and she helps me out with lots of things. So, the two best people on the team to talk about advertising today. So, we're going to talk about 7 tactics smart makers use when they're looking at advertising for their craft business. You can also find a blog on the same topic at Stitchcraft Marketing/blog. Today we'll go over why advertising matters, how to know your customer, set your campaign goals, and then we'll go into ad types like meta ads, Google ads, programmatic, niche platforms, and then we'll talk a little bit about budgeting and get into some examples on how to run those campaigns. So, why does advertising matter? I apologize. Advertising is how you can connect with more of the creative community. That's the right audience for you and your business. Without visibility, even the best products can get a little lost, and advertising can help get you right in front of the right people. So there's organic traffic, like your posts and stories on Instagram, your blogs, and even your YouTube videos. And then there's paid traffic or advertising. As much as you target your ideal audience with your organic content, advertising can bring in another level of user data so you can reach more people within your desired parameters, helping you get your products in front of more of the right people. Today, traditional advertising typically means in a newspaper, cable, or radio. And while there are potential budget ranges, you're casting a wide net to anyone out there. With digital advertising, user data and demographics are brought into the mix, allowing for targeted efforts. But with all the options available, this world can become easily overwhelming. So the first step that we like to do is identify your target customer. The better you identify the audience you're looking to get in front of your advertisement, the easier it will be to tailor your message, the visuals, and the placements of your ad. Your customer avatar might not hang out in some places while they live in others. This can inform exactly where you want to place your ad dollar. You want to set campaign goals. There's different types of campaigns and or goals that kind of are interchangeable in this conversation here. Awareness, traffic, engagement, leads, and sales are the most common. So we want to talk about goals because we don't want to be throwing spaghetti at the wall. You want to go into your advertising with the goals in mind. Your goals are going to tell you what kind of data you're looking to collect and attain, be that how many sales you're looking for, email signups, click-throughs to your website, views to your page, or likes and comments to increase your engagement rate on a certain post. Each of these goals are also an ad type, like I mentioned. So you can set up your campaign with the specific goal or ad type you're looking to achieve. This way, the data will be easy to read as your campaign delivers. So one of the things we hear a lot about at Stitchcraft is, well, I did run a campaign, but why am I not seeing sales? Well, it was set up as a traffic ad and not a sales ad. So you have to go through a whole nother path to find the sale number of sales and the revenue that was earned off of the advertisement versus if it was set up originally as a sales campaign, that data would be right there, easy to find. Targeting and retargeting are often conflated if you don't understand the advertising game, but they're a little bit different. So, targeting is used to help you get in front of new people who match your customer avatar based on interest, keywords, and demographics like age, gender, and location. With this, yes, you may get in front of some of your current audience or uh, those that have interacted with your business online before, but the focus remains to build greater awareness and reach of your brand. With retargeting, you want to think of warmed up audiences. With retargeting, your ad is placed in front of those who have already interacted with your brand in some fashion. Since they are already aware of your brand, maybe like and follow your brand, retargeting focuses on nudging that audience closer to completing the purchase or the conversion that you're looking for. So we talk about a funnel, a marketing funnel. Targeting is at the very top of the funnel, the big wide brim. Retargeting is a little bit further down because they're already through that process just a little bit more. So data and tracking. Good ads rely on good data. You put in good data, you get good data out. Even small businesses can use lots of free tools to improve their results. So there's a Metapixel for Facebook and Instagram. There's Google Tag Manager to track actions. There's also Google Analytics that we use a lot. And then you can also monitor with this data, clicks, conversions, purchases, views. It's all information. So the more tracking you have, the more data you collect, the smarter retargeting you can do later. We also at Stitchcraft like to use UTM codes for the landing page links that you place in ads. Those are really funny long numbers and letters and symbols that are after a really basic URL. But what it does is it creates a unique source or event that you can go look at later in Google Analytics or if you Shopify reports and stuff like that. And then for tactic 3, we're starting into all of the different platforms for advertising. First up, meta ads, Facebook and Instagram. There's multiple types of ads that you can place on Facebook and Instagram. We suggest keeping them visual and community driven. That's perfect for craft brands and that works really well on Facebook and Instagram. So starting with boosting posts, they're a simple way to try out advertising with Meta, but I would say don't let the performance or lack of control with just boosting posts turn you off of Meta ads. Some will perform really well because it was just a really engaging post or reel to begin with. Others might not deliver that much, but it's a really great way to just try to dip your toe into the Meta Ads Manager. Um, at Stitchcraft, we prefer to employ carousels, videos, and event ads. Why? With carousels, your ad has many opportunities to be shown to a target with additional slides or images. Each slide or image can be shown in different rounds. So you get more and more impressions with the same reach. So that's a little bit more bang in one campaign. Videos are still the prize content on Facebook and Instagram. So although video ads may on average cost a little bit more per click, there's also a strong opportunity for engagement, which can have a ripple effect, making video ads great for awareness. And event ads come with a hidden pocket deal. If you advertise a Facebook event from your page, you automatically are increasing the awareness of that event, which is great. But what many baby advertisers don't think about is for every person who marks interested or going to your event will also be shared to their friends as an action that they took on Facebook. So that's even more reach. And anyone who responded interested or going will receive notification reminders of when your event is coming up. So there's several layers for one ad type. As always with any ad advertising, I'm going to say this with each slide, is explore your options before spending your ad dollars. Google Ads capture shoppers while they're searching. So we have search ads. These employ a keyword list you provide and deliver based on search queries. For search ads, you want to build a keyword list that's not just based on your store and craft knowledge, but also how those not fully in the know may search. Although garment sewing is an absolutely correct term and good to use, also try clothes sewing and sew my own clothing as well, because that might be how the person who's just getting into sewing garments may search because they don't understand that it's garment sewing or tailoring or whatnot. Shopping ads are the shopping ads are great. They are a big event if you want to get into shopping ads. I will say that. I'm going to warn you right there. Shopping ads use your online catalog to deliver shoppable ads based on searches. You probably have seen those pop up if you use Google. You can customize the product titles and descriptions in your Google catalog for performance without affecting your product titles and descriptions on your website. You can also choose specific categories or products to advertise. So if you have any unique offering, I would lean in there. Why I say it's a big undertaking is because you have to upload your entire online inventory to a Google catalog, and then it has to be approved and verified. And this can take a lot of time and effort. But once you're in there, there's a lot of options with shopping ads. Performance Max is Google's response to programmatic advertising, which is coming up on the next slide. With Performance Max or PMax, as a lot of us say, you employ both a keyword list and a selection of photos, and then Google bids dynamically based on search queries as it's happening. They pair different keyword sets and different images and see what is going to perform the best and also get you the best bid rate right there real time. Um, Performance Max uses user behavior, so past searches, things that they've clicked on before, following all the cookies that have been collected along the way for each user and searcher. And again, picks exactly what they think will get them to click the most on your advertisement. Sometimes with PMax, only keywords are used or in the bid and purchased. And some of the most common place I see that would be those advertisements in your Gmail. As you're reviewing your email, you see the ad and sometimes you click on it and then there's more, and that's a whole that's the image part of the ad, but that line that's in your email list is the keyword only bid. And then YouTube pre-roll, because YouTube is still a Google item. YouTube pre-roll are those video ads you see before or after the video that you're actually trying to watch. Um, this is why we suggest to keep these to 15 seconds max and be sure to employ visual and audio hooks to get viewers more engaged in your video versus waiting for that skip button to be clickable. These are really great for brand awareness on the top visual search engine in the world. Being in the craft industry, anything you provide, be it that you're an educator, you have a product, or you're a creator or influencer that supports brands, YouTube is a really great place for you to live, even if it's just in some pre-roll advertising. Okay, programmatic and geofencing. It's advanced and effective, and they can get you really in front of the right people. I playfully like to call these the peeping toms of advertising. Both watch behaviors and use this data to build audiences to advertise to. If you've ever searched for a pair of shoes on one site and then see an ad for those exact same shoes on the next site that you're on, you've seen programmatic advertising in play. Programmatic advertising play Programmatic advertising's playground is the entire World Wide Web, at least any website that allows advertisers to bid on placements. Geofencing, on the other hand, likes to keep to specific sandboxes. You lasso or geofence locations for periods of time, even just a few days for an event, or long term around maybe a Hobby Lobby or a Michael's. With this lasso, you build an audience as people cross over that geofencing line to then later advertise to. One of the types of geofencing that you may have seen in play in your life would be if you've grabbed a coffee at a Starbucks and then received a promotional text a little bit after leaving the shop, or you see an advertising for that Seattle magnet during your next web search. That's geofencing happening. Geofencing is limited to building an audience to those who have certain location services enabled on their phone. So I'd use this wisely. This isn't for everyone. It's when you're ready to really define your marketing efforts. There are a few platforms like Agility Ads and Ground Truth where you can try your hand at programmatic and geofencing campaigns. However, again, do your research first. Okay, and then into some niche platforms. There's Pinterest, which I personally love for tutorial pins, shoppable feeds, and gift ideas for your advertising. Ravelry, uh, they have banner ads, yarns, kits, patterns. And then there's Knitty, really great for seasonal ad buys for launches or maybe a great giftable set that you have or kit. And then TikTok is really great for short visual craft videos, tips, and tricks, and they don't have to be super polished. That's the way TikTok is. I'm gonna loop right back to Ravelry real quick. This is a place where if you are in the yarn industry, it's very low entry on budget for a really great return. So if you haven't advertised before and you're in the yarn space, I would try Ravelry out. All right. Going a little bit more into Pinterest because they keep adding to their advertising sector. Pinterest has so many ad types that we're only going to talk about a couple right here. If you want to look at all of the options, I have that linked in the blog, the companion blog to this YouTube that will be in the description. Um, so again, Pinterest, great for tutorials, kits, patterns, seasonal products. A thing to remember is that Pinterest is the second biggest visual search engine just after YouTube. So again, visual makers, inspiration, they want tutorials, they want to look to shop to buy. People do buy directly from Pinterest while they're on Pinterest. This is a great opportunity for you to get people who actually buy. Um, so, uh, You want to make sure that you always have your keyword-rich descriptions. And again, think about what a crafter that's looking for inspiration, that's looking for their next project, is going to gravitate to for an advertisement. I would make sure first that you do have an optimized business account on Pinterest before you're spending your ad dollars here. An optimized account helps Pinterest identify what your business is about, which will improve your ad performance. And then lastly, budgeting. So you don't have to have a huge budget to start. It's consistency that matters more than the big spend. And that's consistency on watching the data, A/B testing, seeing what performs better, and consistency in how you're communicating your brand so that people become more and more aware to the point that they know you, they like you, and then they trust you. So it's okay to begin with $5 to $10 a day as an ad budget. You can test one campaign at a time. You can run a shorter term campaign for about a week before you scale or extend. And to keep your budget in check, it can be helpful to use a lifetime budget on that campaign so you don't have an oops, I forgot, and it keeps charging your card. This helps cap your spend. And then we also like to say uh, it's helpful to factor in some creative costs because that is time and money as well. So an example ad funnel would be to have a Pinterest ad that's for a knitting pattern with an email opt-in because you want them on your email list, which gets them into your email welcome series that delivers the pattern, maybe has a few more emails that build some trust. And then you have an Instagram retargeting ad that has a pixel built with your subscriber list for a product bundle offer, which then also is followed up with a final email call to action with a discount and free shipping. So you have multiple points where you're nurturing them to buy while you're also just getting them into knowing your business. All right, and then start small, stay consistent. Advertising success comes with steady, repeatable efforts, not one viral hit. So you need to test, learn, and repeat. Again, start with one strategy, maybe two, track what works, and refine from there. Every ad can teach you something. One of the things I like to say is when the sales are weak, the data speaks. So look at that data and don't chase the viral, focus on steady growth. Some common pitfalls to avoid would be running ads without a clear goal. Again, know what you're trying to get out of the ad before you set it. Spending too much too soon. Again, start small and you can always expand that budget. Ignoring retargeting opportunities. Again, if they're already a little bit warm or super warm to your business, they're more likely to convert. Forgetting to track results. Again, data is your friend. And then using low quality visuals or copy. Again, be really clean and quality in how you present your brand and make sure that your brand voice and your copy comes through too. That's how people are going to continue to recognize you. And then if you're ready to advertise smarter, not harder, we do, again, do advertising. So we work with a media partner. That is all they do, and they love to work in the niche market. They love working with all of our clients because they're super niche, and they think it's so fun to advertise with craft businesses. So we have the right people. If you want to work with us, we can help you out. Just contact us to get started. And then lastly, if you're looking for a more comprehensive marketing experience for your crafty business, we did release our book this year back in May, Marketing Magic for Savvy Craft Businesses. It goes into all the strategies that we have used at Stitchcraft Marketing to help build and market businesses over the last 15 years. And you can learn how, step by step, how to build a resilient online presence as well. That's available at stitchcraftmarketing.com/magic. All right, any questions?
Not a question per se, but I do want to remind everyone that if you're going to boost a post on Instagram or Facebook, do not do it from the Instagram or Facebook app, especially if you have an iPhone, because they'll charge you 30% extra to process that transaction.
Yes, that is a great tip and super helpful. Yeah, there is a surcharge if you are paying for your advertising with Meta through your iPhone. So I do suggest getting onto your desktop or your laptop and setting them from the ads manager and setting up your billing that way. So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah. Also, Shopify and probably some of the other platforms actually does make Google Shopping Ads integration pretty simple. It'll sync all of your products for you, so you don't have to like manually enter all of them in. So it's a good idea to just go ahead and put them in there, even if you're not ready to do the advertising yet. And the same with Pinterest. I've not done Pinterest ads for my actual products, but I still get sales from Pinterest because my
Yes.
Pinterest is linked through my website, and all the products show up in there organically.
That's awesome. That's one of the top things we recommend when we audit businesses is if you don't have your Pinterest linked up to your shop, you're missing out on some easy sales. And yeah, getting your Shopify inventory over to Google as soon as possible is really great because that does help mitigate some of the efforts that Google Shopping can be. Um, yeah, just starting from the beginning, even if you don't need it, is a great idea with that. All right. Is there anything in the chat, Rebecca?
No, Tracy had noted thanks.
Oh,
So you're welcome, Tracy.
yeah. Thanks for joining, Tracy. Okay. Well, I guess we will let you go. and get on with your days. But thank you so much for joining and letting me chat about advertising.
Thanks for hosting these. Appreciate it very much.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm so glad you were able to join. Okay. All right. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.